We are live every Thursday now at this time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. We are going to be here live talking Bills with you. But Stevie, we always start with letting the people get to know us better. Rank these three: Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas.
Yeah, easy. I'm going Christmas for sure. That's going number one. And then we got to give the thanks. That's my second favorite. To some is most my first. And then I'm going with Halloween third. That's just fun, being able to get creative and get some candy that you might regret later on at the dentist. So yeah, Halloween's third for me, my boy. How you feeling?
Christmas is for sure for me a slam dunk one. I'm actually going Halloween too. I love Thanksgiving, but I just think Halloween is a little bit more fun. But yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong with watching football and eating food all day either. So
yeah. Hey,
this is the best time of the year.
Come through. You're welcome to come down to the Hidden Hills and enjoy Thanksgiving with us.
You do it up big?
I mean, we do it big for the fam. I don't personally. I help with the cleaning up. You know what I mean? I help with cleaning up and making sure everybody got things. You can reach this. I got you. You feel me? But cooking, that ain't my thing. That's wifey. That's
no Chef
family.
Stevie.
Yeah, nah. I'm only chefing out here like this.
Let's see. On that note, Sammy, hit it.
Turn up your volume. Because you're about to listen to The Sick Podcast. Bills Banter with Stevie Johnson and Michael F. Florio.
Fitzpatrick fires. Oh, caught! Steve Johnson! Touchdown, Buffalo! Why so serious?
The sickest Buffalo Bills podcast.
Allen will run it himself. He pumps. Got some daylight. Hurdles to the end zone.
It's gonna be sick.
Oh, he's still shooting. Stevie is flexing on all of us right now because he's like, yeah, look, I can exercise and I can do the pod all at the same time. Like, it's a big flex.
Yeah. Hey, that's right. You got to make sure you exercise because it's already difficult enough doing the podcast, being able to look in the dot, having to hold the breath. You know what I mean? It's so much. Now you add a workout in, my lungs going to be ready, baby. I'm ready, guru.
Is that your home court?
Yeah, right now we in the Hidden Hills right now.
I'm super jealous. I might hit up LA Fitness after this, but it ain't that nice of a court, I'll tell you that.
Got to. Nah, hey, don't matter what it look like. Get that work in. Whether it's free throws, layups, running lines, suicides, all that. Do it. Get it in.
The baseline is where I live, man. Corner 3, that's my spot. Like,
there you go. Yeah. I'm a creator, so I'm gonna get to the lane for you. Get physical. I'm gonna dish it out to you. What's that shirt you got on?
Jalen Brunson, the GOAT.
Oh, let's go. Okay.
That's my boy. I'm a big Nick fan. He's awesome. But Stevie, we got a lot to talk about in Western New York this week. And with us being live, the great part is people can call in, right? 1-888-585-7425. Again, 1-888-585-7425. You call us, you get to talk to me, you get to talk to Stevie in between his shots right now at his beautiful home court. But Stevie, a couple of big things happened this week. Or maybe didn't happen this week.
Hey, look, no, matter of fact, hey, Sammy, hit it.
Why so serious?
Okay, look, I want to just jump right into it. So our Why So Serious segment, I'm gonna toss it to you, but I want to first express myself. Hey, we didn't make no big trades. Everybody's acting so wild, and they acting like we moved ourselves to the back of the line. No, I don't believe so. I believe we still got a great team. It was all about how the coaches play the players, how the coaches prepare the players. And I mean, we've seen the adjustment over a week. We know that it can be done. It's so simple. It was just difficult because we wanted to impress the fans with the highlight plays. So I feel like we're cool. Everybody should just chill on the Why So Serious side. But I'm going to pass it to you, Guru. I know you feeling the type of way.
I've had 2 days to cool off a bit. I wasn't happy on Tuesday because I was sitting there, on Monday they restructured Teron Johnson's contract, and I'm sitting here like, who are we getting? Like, a trade is coming. Is it a defensive player after the loss of Michael Hoyt? Is it a receiver like we've all been asking for? Crickets. And I get it. The Jets were the big seller, right? The Dolphins were one. They're in the division. They don't want to trade with you. From what I've heard, the Bills were trying to get Rashid Shaheed, and he went for a 4th and a 5th. Why couldn't we have done that? Why? There was moves, and I know Brandon Beane was saying it takes 2 and stuff like that, and he seemed pretty upset. I don't want to knock him for not trying because it sounds like he clearly tried. I do think part of the reason their cap strict is some bad contracts are on the book. But even more than that, it's, to me, Stevie, I don't think it's just a we didn't do enough on Tuesday thing. I think it's the fact that Bills fans for the last 6 years have wanted this guy to push the chips in and say, we have a franchise quarterback, I'm going all in. And he just doesn't do it. Outside of the Von Miller move, which didn't work out because he got hurt, I don't think he has made a move that is like, I think all the moves are long-term. They're not trying to be reckless like he said. They're thinking for the big picture. And that's cool when you're rebuilding, and that's cool like in 2020. But this is about to be the 6th year since we've had a top 3 quarterback in the planet. And you got to strike when the fire is hot, in my opinion. And I don't think he's done that yet. And that's why I'm frustrated.
I feel like he has. He has tried to do it. When I say try with the whole getting a receiver this time, if they wanted to get Shaheed, they could have got Shaheed, I believe. If they wanted to get Olave, they could have got him. But you got to look at the roster, like everything that they did to bringing in a guy like Elijah Moore, who's had 50-plus catches before. We've seen him being proven in other systems. You bring in Curtis Samuel, who's had 50-plus. Again, another proven guy who he's even had 1,000 yards. You bring in those type of guys, and then you draft a guy that everybody sees a physical specimen. It just takes time because it's a different system that they're in. They're not in the accelerated system like other losing franchises are in, where you can just get the ball out and you get plenty of reps. Look at Cincinnati, for instance. Even if this was Jamar Chase's first year, when you're going through a situation where you're losing because things happen, injuries, whatever happens, but you're getting volume of passes. Keon is not in this situation. Curtis Samuel, Elijah Moore, they're not in that situation, but they've shown that they can make these plays. Hopefully we can get a healthy Josh Palmer so we can, see more from him, because we know we got him for another 2 to 3 years. So we want to see him healthy and making plays like he has been, but we don't want to force the issue. And that's what I want to see this upcoming game against the Miami Dolphins, which I barely did my film study on them, which it can be a dangerous thing, but at the same time, when I look at this, I want to see if they can challenge themselves to put Keon in those situations that Khalil was in, where it's so easy, where you don't even have to run a route. Just run in motion and then turn around and get the ball, and then you go be an athlete. Let's see whatever you can get from there. That can be done against a team like Miami Dolphins. They're going to come out hot within that first 15, 20 plays, maybe first quarter. But can they sustain 4 quarters with the Buffalo Bills? That's where I say no, but we utilize our pieces, but keep that same mentality. Don't try to air it out and do nothing crazy. Keep killing them underneath. Go for another record as far as breaking passing percentages, Guru. That's my take on it.
I don't want to sit here and act like the Bills don't have a team that I think could compete for a Super Bowl, because I think they do. It's frustrating when you see the Eagles be super aggressive and go for it year and year in and year out, when the Rams are super aggressive. And Brandon Beane kind of took some shots at the Rams a few years ago, being like, we don't want to go all in and cost ourselves the future. Well, they won a Super Bowl, and they might win one again this year. Like, they're in contention for another one this year. You can build teams in different ways, but I just want him to be a little aggressive. Stevie, though, I will tell you, I was watching his press conference yesterday, and he said this is not fantasy football. And my wife looked at me and was like, do you think that's a shot at you? And at first I was like, no way. And then I was like, there's a non-zero chance that he has seen me saying some stuff that I think he should have been more aggressive. So maybe that was at me. I'm not saying it was, but it made me laugh.
I believe so, and I like that. That's what the game has evolved to. It's not a bunch of people that's stuck in suits and stiff and not understanding that there is a community that supports the team also. And it's tough love, because when they do good, obviously we talk well on them. Some of us still speak on the little things that we see, and that's okay if you understand that we're only being helpful. And it's good to see it. I mean, there's a lot of people that's out there saying some ridiculous things too. You got to take that. We understand, take that with a grain of salt, but it's still guys like us that's giving our perspective, an educated perspective in a sense, and that's what I'm here to help you with, Guru. Sometimes when you be trying to go off the ledge, like, yo, it's good. Like we all right. We got everything we need.
Stevie brings me back. He lets me know, reminds me it's a week to week thing, and he helps me. I will say, we're gonna go to some callers in a second, but
okay.
I think the win against the Chiefs, if anything, should have been more reason to make a move, because the Bills have shown that they beat the Ravens, right? They beat the Chiefs. They can beat these top seeds. So in a year like that, to me, if you ever go all in, it's in a year where you're like, we know we could beat these teams already. We just now got to get it one more piece in here to push us over the top.
Okay, wait. So how do you feel about that Chief win in? Like, do you feel like that? I felt like it was controlling. How do you feel about it, considering what you just said? You didn't think that was a good victory?
No, I thought it was a great victory. I thought it was the best win. It gave me a lot of hope for this team and what they could be in the playoffs. And I know we were saying last week. What?
But you wanted more, though, right? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think when you see them win that decisively against one of your biggest competitors, you shouldn't settle with, in my opinion, you shouldn't be like, no, we're good like this. Like, I think that's reason to add another piece, to be like, we're already, like, we have proven, I know they have to prove it in the playoffs. But to me, this was different.
On offense or defense now?
I wanted a receiver. But after Hoyt got hurt, I was like, they might need to replace him, get somebody in here, because that D line is why they won that game in the fashion they did. And I'm the first one to always criticize this D line in the playoffs and stuff. They beat up Mahomes like we've never seen before. So to me, that would have been incentive enough to be like, you know what, we are good enough to win it all this year. Like, maybe it's because I'm also a fan of other sports, but like, you see baseball teams every year and basketball teams every year, when they think they're good enough to win a title, push their chips in and make the move at the deadline. And I know it's different in football, but
I feel you make a good point.
Should have pushed that in and been like, hey, this is our year.
Yeah. Hey, like I said, you make a good point. I hear you. Let's hear what the Banter community has to say. Thoughts from Drew Buckets. We got Buckets on the line?
Mr. Buckets.
Can you give me a name of Buckets, and I'm right here, and I'm going to give you a
Guru.
bucket.
How y'all doing today?
I mean, I'm not dunking right now, so I'm not doing as well as Stevie is. I'll tell you that right now.
Man, I ain't getting my bucket.
I'm right there with you.
Hey,
Welcome to Squish the Fish Week, fellas. How y'all doing?
Hey, time to eat. Time to eat, baby. It's time to eat.
Let's break out the big board,
we want to hear the thoughts from Drew Buckets, man. The community wants to know how you feel these few days.
It's a range of emotions, right? We came off a great win. I was just watching that clip of AJ Epinesa rock Patrick Mahomes on the sidelines over.
He hit him with a Roman Reigns spear.
Over. So I watch it probably 50 times a day just because it's the best that you can get. And then we're looking to squish the fish this week. But in between, we as a community are refreshing our Twitters. We're refreshing our socials. We're looking all over the place, seeing what moves are made, seeing what's happening. And we're watching all of our hopes and dreams go to other cities. Shaheed to Seattle and Olave tweeting sad faces. We're looking at Breece Hall throwing up question marks and, sad faces all over the place. Like we were like, come to us, let's go. Let's move forward. We can get it done here. And then we see it was a waste of time. I think the community is hopeful, but pessimistic at the moment due to the fact that our injury report has 8 people on it on our defensive side of the ball, and that doesn't include Ed Oliver and Mike. We don't have those. That's 10. So we can't look forward and say, oh, it's just the Dolphins, or oh, it's just the Bucs coming up, or the Steelers don't have a defense in a month. Like, we can't say that. We have each game we got to step up and bring our best, and we're looking at our squad and our leadership, hoping that the best players that we can assemble, like the Avengers, come together as one and, get the job done. And I'm on the fence. I'm always the eternal optimist. I think we have a solid team with JA-17 leading the way. Anything and everything is possible, like Kevin Garnett said back in the day. But I think we can't rely on Superman to put on the cape every week if everyone else is falling down around him. So I'm looking forward to seeing how we come out and play. I'm looking forward to the next man up opportunities. I'm looking to see how the internal locker room structure comes together as a cohesive unit to play against these squads that I mentioned. And we'll see. But, Legend, I got a question for you. Like I mentioned, we see our socials. We see the players, wanting a trade, begging for a trade, ready to get out. In the locker room today, preparing for the Dolphins, knowing that Tuesday we did not make a trade, what is the mindset of not necessarily like captains or Josh or, anyone like that, but what is the mindset of the squad being like, our leadership trusts us, they try to get it done, but they know that we can come together as a squad and go forward? Is that a vote of confidence, or are they saying he couldn't get it done? How is that playing out?
Yeah, well, I feel like it's a vote of confidence, because ultimately you go into training camp thinking that's the team that's going to win the Super Bowl, and then there's hundreds of people going on and off the team, injuries happening, rotations in the depth chart, so it always switch up, So ultimately, the players don't have the say in whether a person come in or out. They can sway it. We can sway it in a sense. However, it's a tight line because guys like Breece Hall, maybe he don't care about the Jets community. Players like myself, I care about the community that I'm playing in. So I wouldn't put myself all the way out there, because if it don't happen, obviously we don't have the power. Now you gotta you hear in the community every day. So it's a tight rope. But in a locker room, you don't look at the management like, oh, y'all didn't do something about it. Because I'm sure if Myles Garrett was able to get out of his contract and then come here, I think the Bills would have definitely done something if that was there. But, they went after players that you might not know now, but they play like dogs. Philandrian Mathis he's a dog, and he only been there for a couple weeks. But you got to see how he moved in the interior. We got athletes everywhere. So my question to the community and to you, Bucket, you can answer this, is,
sure.
I mean, are we looking for players, or are we looking for the big names? Is that what people are only looking for? We just wanted a big name, or are we not confident in what they've already assembled?
Well, I'm on the player side. I want those dogs. I want the day in, day out, grind it out, let's go. I think in Guru, you could probably speak to this, in what you do day in and day out as well. I think in the day and age where everyone is their own GM of their fantasy teams, like we all are, we assemble the rosters and we listen to who's the best waiver wire pickup. And we have 11 trade deadlines, each waiver wire, everything else. So I think as the seasons go on year after year, we as the community lose focus of we need the best players or the names, and we want the best players. If I don't care what the name on the back of the jersey is, I want the front of the jersey saying Buffalo Bills, and I want everyone, rocking Patrick Mahomes. If it's Epinesa or if it's Cole Bishop or if it's anyone, I want players. What are your thoughts on fantasy leading into, the community's mental makeup and kind of skewing things, wanting all the big names that we see each and every week?
I think fantasy has become a very popular. My camera keeps moving, so I got to hold my hand up for a quick second. I think fantasy has become a very easy way for GMs to be like, this isn't fantasy. And literally, Bean said that this week. We know It's not fantasy football. We know it is. But we also know that the Eagles they make more trades than anyone. They also play in more Super Bowls than anyone but the Chiefs. The Rams have been super aggressive. So we've seen NFL teams operate this way. We've also seen, like I was saying earlier, MLB teams and NBA teams, and they go for it. I know it's a little bit harder in football with the cap and the contracts and everything, but you hear it a lot. The cap could be manipulated. Contracts could be manipulated. My thing on it is I didn't even want – it didn't have to be – like the biggest name out there might have been like Brian Thomas Jr. Obviously, that's the pie in the sky. It didn't have to be him. But Buckets, you brought up a good point about all the injuries they're dealing with right now. If Joey Bosa goes down or if Khalil Shakir goes down, they are extremely thin all of a sudden. So there was positions where not only could you have improved, in my opinion, but you could have added very needed depth, especially to that D-line, because that D-line is so beat up right now that if they get one or two more injuries, it's going to be the same story that it's been the last few years where they go into the playoffs and it's like, well, maybe at full strength they could win, but right now they're playing – I mean, like last year it was Christian Benford that went down that derailed everything against the Chiefs. 2 years ago, they went into the playoffs healthy. Then one game in, they were 8 guys down on defense. So, like, we know that. And, Stevie, you talk about this all the time, the depth that is needed. It didn't need to be a star, in my opinion. I just wanted another body there that just in case, because it's a long – we're only halfway through it, We got another 9 weeks to go, and the bye's already behind them. If another player or two gets hurt, it could get real thin real fast. That's my fear.
There's still free agency, though. You can still sign guys from free agency.
Sure.
There's still players out there that I feel on the defensive side that can be picked up if needed. If they wanted to get them now, I think that'd be good just to have them acclimated and familiar with the community and the culture so that they can play as comfortable as they can when needed or asked upon. On the offensive side, let's see. If Khalil let's say like you said, if Khalil go down, right? You said if Khalil was to get hurt. I mean, you can still put in 2 guys that can do the same thing that Khalil had when Josh Allen just put out the highest percentage of his career. And all of his passes 90% of his passes were within 10 yards, which ultimately, like we said on the past show, soften them up underneath and then you hit them over the top. And that's exactly what they showed. So that's simple. And did Khalil have a monstrous game? No, he didn't. But he just got the eyes down to him with the volume that he was getting, the easy volume. He didn't have to route anybody most of the time, So you can put a guy like Samuel or Keon there right now to do those things together. You can even mix in James Cook to do some of those things if needed. We'll talk about that later. But
two names I want to throw out there. I think Gabe Davis is going to be a active part of the second half of the season.
Let's go.
And look, if Shakir or someone, a receiver goes down, let's get SJ13 on that practice squad and please this fan base.
Yeah, if I make this bucket, that means Gabe he gonna score a touchdown this week. Maybe he ain't gonna score a touchdown.
Bricked it.
We got buckets, and I don't know. We can't call Stevie buckets right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he won't score a touchdown, but let's hope he plays. at least play and get that present. You know, because it'd be good to see him out there filling that exposition, and you can move Keon around more, play a little bit less, focus on smaller tasks, and continue to keep winning and elevating their game as needed. Buckets.
Yeah.
Appreciate your call, brother. Thanks for the thoughts. Any last words?
Anytime, fellas. Go Bills.
For
Best
life.
last words
you
have.
Yeah, definitely shout out to the Banter community. He said to go Bills. I want to shout out the creators in the community also. You know, they made this Champions collaboration with the Bills. And, let's get to it, Guru. All right, then, brother.
Stevie.
Later,
Buckets,
fellas.
we appreciate you. If anyone else out there wants to call in and give us their thoughts on the trade deadline, the game against the Chiefs, the game against the Dolphins, 888-5856. That's 7425. Stevie, Bills fans are upset about the trade deadline. That's why we started with that. But 2 days prior to that trade deadline was maybe the biggest win of the season. And I know how you were celebrating. I don't even got to ask you. You were getting that too sweet, that Bills Cigar Mafia, which our listeners can head over to cigarmafia.com. They got merch. They got everything there. I don't know if you got one on the court with you right now, but I know you had one on.
Yeah.
He's always got it on him.
Hey, we stay ready. Look, Cigar Mafia got us looking real nice. You can go get this bag also. Personalized. It's got, let's see what we have here. Hey, it looks like I got a sweet victory on deck. You know, it got the little compartments in there. Yeah, make sure y'all check it out at cigarmafia.com. You know, you can go to the stores at in Orchard Park, Amherst, in downtown. Buffalo Cigars, if you want to check them out also. We'll be doing some watch parties there. But, big shout out to the community. And, surprisingly, it's more than cigars when you check them out. And when you do check out, speaking of that, use code Stevie13 and you'll get a discount.
And Stevie, so the Bills are 6-2 right now. You've gotten to smoke a sweet victory 6 different occasions this year. Was this the sweetest one, the one against the Chiefs?
You know what? I'm going to say the Ravens game was still the sweetest one. Aside from when we had our watch party with the Cambria Hotel, that was a pretty fun one. The Bills was on the road. And that's when Josh went out with the tissue.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
That was a fun one. So I'm gonna say those two was the sweetest. For that one was for the road, and then at home was I gotta even say this Miami game back at home. I was a legend of the game. That was a sweet one. So yeah, those 3. But any time is always a good time to light up and enjoy a sweet victory cigar, man.
And we said it a lot last week, right? Like, regular season is one thing. The Bills have to prove they can beat them in the playoffs. But do you still feel that way? Because obviously they still have to beat them in the playoffs. Like, no one is satisfied with just winning in the regular season. But this one felt a little different to me because I don't think they've ever beat up Mahomes like they did this past week.
Yeah, it was one major thing for me. They played press coverage. When you play press coverage, it makes it difficult for a quarterback. We were speaking on this again, just on the techniques and the mindset and the process of how you process a defense when it's pressed as opposed to playing off coverage. Off coverage, barbecue chicken for any quarterback, especially a smart quarterback like Mahomes, who already takes advantage of the defense, the hidden yards underneath. So now you got press coverage and you got some really versatile linemen, interior and outside. It's too much. So, you'll see not something changed in the players. You'll see something changed in the coach in the way that they protect Mahomes. It was a lot of one-on-one. This time I believe they'll do something different as far as how to hold up the D-line. They'll probably get it out a little bit faster in the flats and try to see if those cornerbacks is able to evolve and be able to play press coverage and hear when this ball is in the flat or it's a run and be able to come downhill. We go see a chess match. And we've seen it too much, 5-0, 6-0 in a regular season. And we haven't been to the playoffs because we lost 4 or 5 of those games to that Chiefs team. So, yeah, it was a great win. It showed that the coaching staff was able to evolve and step up to the challenge. But yeah, it's got to be done in the playoffs. And I mean, honestly, you got to beat the Patriots at the end of the season too.
Yeah, and shout out to Michael Hoyt. There's a really cool video of him going around right now. He didn't want to leave this team. He didn't want to leave that field. It's a really cool video. Also, shout out Maxwell Harrison. He's giving me hope that things might be different here because he has the speed. That's always what killed the Bills with the Chiefs was the Chiefs' speed. We got a guy that went stride for stride with the fastest guy in combine history. And this was his second game. The one thing, Stevie, and maybe this is a rookie being a rookie, he should have kept his mouth shut about that Xavier Worthy tell. He told the whole world that they knew when Xavier Worthy was getting the ball or not by his body language. And that's not something you want the Chiefs knowing about. You might see them again in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, that's little things. That's things like we practice with each other in the off seasons, so that's just competition. I don't think that's gonna really give the edge on too much. He's sharpening up his boy then, hey man, tighten up, make it more competitive because I'm a rookie out here, running stride for stride after having a knee injury, and I can tell that you down and when you ain't getting the ball, like tighten up. I like that. I like it.
Stevie, we got another person joining us right now, though.
Oh yeah, what we got? What's up, caller? Who we got?
We got Muki Vision coming in.
Oh yeah, Don Mook, let's go. Yeah, we got some great insight right now. Don Mookie, official Bills reporting. Hey Mook, what's going on? What's the vision? What's it looking like out there in One Bills Drive? Is Josh Palmer good? How James Cook looking? What's good?
Cold is shiggity right now. We just had our we're practice for our Class A semifinals, Health Science Charter School, undefeated. So we're just getting our work in today. But up in One Bills Drive, man, we play in this type of weather. This ain't no mystery to that. But I'm just still impressed on how the Bills defense made the Kansas City offense look real basic. You know what I mean? They made them look real basic, and that's because you just mentioned it, Mike. Mad Max, something they didn't see, in past matchups, that they had a guy that could run with their fast guy. So what they saw the Bills play a lot of man, something that Patrick Mahomes wasn't accustomed to, and they had some good rushing coverage balance that kept Mahomes at bay and have him have probably a career low in completion percentage, 44%. So, when I'm talking about this Kansas City team over the past 3 weeks has been looking like the Super Bowl champion that has been seen in past years, right? Bills made them look quite basic on Sunday.
Mookie, I want to talk plenty Bills with you, but I do gotta ask. You're saying you're in a puffy winter coat, saying it's cold there. You got Stevie right here with the palm trees behind him. How shooting around? How's that make you feel?
I know, man. I got to jump in his screen. I got to jump in his screen. I'm still kind of took back like that. We got to beat the Patriots. Like I haven't heard that in I don't know how long. We got to beat the Patriots.
Hey, yeah. Hey, Mook. So look. So you are eyes out there, and how you feel about not making a move at the trade deadline. For me, what about on the defensive side? You can speak on your personal thoughts, and then please speak on the defensive side. Why not make a move there?
Well, I knew that the Bills wasn't going to get a receiver. You got Gabe Davis, they got Curtis Samuel, they got Josh Palmer, you got Khalil Shakur, you got Keon Coleman, and majority of those guys are getting paid some good coins over there. So to bring a receiver in mid-season and you have to develop chemistry with your quarterback, I don't think that that was really an option, especially with the pieces that they already have offensively. Defensively, I thought, well, hell, when Michael Hoyt went down, we might have to make a trade for Jadeveon Clowney or somebody to replicate what Michael Hoyt was able to do in only 2 weeks. Like he really made his presence felt. He provided a spark and some energy that defense was really lacking. And, it was tough to see a true warrior like that go down with the type of injury that he sustained on Sunday. But I would have thought they at least would have made a splashy move to try to get Jadeveon Clowney. That's a guy that I think that probably could fit the mold of Michael Hoyt. He has the measurables, he has the motor, And, that would have been something that I would have did, especially for a remainder of the year type of rental thing. I would have went and probably got a guy like Jadeveon Clowney if the Cowboys was willing to let him go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey, so now that brings me to this, Guru. Hold up. So look, like that's a name. We haven't seen Jadeveon Clowney do something since his college days. Now, Fedarian Mathis, we seen him do in one play. Like he showed what we need, that grit, that versatility, that aggressiveness. He's 6'4", 270. You know what I mean? So he still give us what I feel like we needed before I even knew, that Hoyt was going to get injured. So it's like that brought me to, do people just want the name, or do they not really see what's going on at One Bills Drive? Are they checking out Buffalo fan base to see the insight of these players that we have on the team? And Fedarian's he's a second round pick last year, so like I just felt like sometimes people were just going for the name, as opposed to, we tried. If we can get a Myles Garrett, a big name, active, somebody that can really set the tone, then yeah, let's do it. But it didn't happen. Quentin Williams would have been dope, but Jets ain't gonna give up somebody in a division. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like they was doing what they tried.
I told Fedarian in the locker room, I was like, they should have been moved your ass up. They moved him up for the New England game and he played pretty good. And then they sat him back down. I'm like, why y'all sitting him down? We was pretty good against the run against New England. We couldn't stop the pass that day. So I told him, I was like, they brought your butt up, and they brought him up and activated him. So that was a good move. That was a real good move that they did. So I know everybody wants the Bills to make the splash moves all the time, but they got the pieces on their team. They just got to put them together at the right time.
What was up with Taryn?
Woo, Taryn got that groin injury, man.
Okay, growing.
He's dealing with he's battling a groin injury, man. So you know how tricky those things could be, especially in this type of weather. So they want to rest him as much as possible. I'm not sure, will he play in that Miami game? Even looking at Miami's record, what it is, but a division opponent, you got to wipe those records out, man. So we'll see, what tomorrow brings. But right now he was very limited, very limited. You know what I mean? Yeah. So. We'll see on Sunday with Taryn Johnson.
Yeah, that brings me to Cook now. With the ankle injury, Cook, do we play him? I'm looking on my socials and the Instagram.
Stevie means does Stevie play him?
You're playing Cook. That foot ankle situation happened in the first quarter of Sunday's game, so they just had to put it on the injury report. James Cook is fine. So Bills Mafia, don't be nervous. James Cook will play. He's from Miami, so that's a game he definitely wants to play.
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to somebody, man. Yeah, because he said the same thing. Shout out AJ Laza 585 said the same thing you said, Don Mook. Hey, Cook is going back home. He ain't missing his game, so he gonna be ready to go.
So he's gonna be
ready to go. It happened when
fantasy.
Yeah, he's gonna be ready to roll. He's gonna be ready to roll.
I want to ask you.
I just hope we just take some more shots downfield.
All Bills fans want that, but
I want to ask. Don't listen to that Bills banter. Don't listen to that. Hey, if we need to, it'll be there, man. Look, kill them underneath, and then if the shot's there, then it's there.
Muki, did this Chiefs game feel any different to you than because look, 5-1 against them in the regular season, like been there, have beaten them every time it's seemingly in the regular season, not in the playoffs. Did this feel any different to you, or is it the same until they beat them in the playoffs? Regular season doesn't really matter.
Right. Regular season really doesn't matter. They've been playing these guys 10 times, and they understand the ebbs and flows of playing Kansas City. But you definitely want to get a win during the regular season because when playoff times come and them seedings come out, you want to have a W against Kansas City because we know Kansas City is going to beat a lot of teams, a lot of other top teams in the conference. So to have one up on them going into playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I mean, I feel like what he was saying was basically, kind of similar, something like the obvious. you always want to at least get that win and not have a loss, because at the end of the day, if it does come down to home field advantage, which is cool to have that back home with the Bills, but we've seen that before, and it didn't help us at all. So it's always good to get that victory, but at the end of the day, you gotta make it happen in the playoffs when you can advance to the Super Bowl, which is the ultimate goal, Guru.
So I know we were talking a lot about the Chiefs game, and Michael Hoyt was great and everything. If we were giving out a game ball, and this is an official,
who you got?
Duke, the NFL, Cole Bishop, baby. Cole Bishop's best game as a Bill, and it wasn't just a play or two, man. Look, obviously at the end of the game, knocking that ball down was amazing. Yeah. That screen breakup that he had, where it was clear that he knew what they were doing from film study, to me, that was the play of the game from him.
Yeah, man. He played with energy. He played smart. He played on all sides. He was looking like a young Troy Polamalu, I would say. The way he was moving out there. Don Mook, we was talking about Cole Bishop and the way he was moving. I was like having flashes of Troy Polamalu, how he was moving around. And I think he's going to get even better. Would you see it in Bishop?
Well, it's good to have Jordan Poyer out there playing, alongside of him. And I think that's kind of took some pressure off of Cole Bishop in the past couple of weeks. It's easy to be on the sideline coaching the guy, but when you playing alongside of a guy, it's much different. And you see that he's a little bit more comfortable, and he's just playing football now. You see him starting to make plays. So it's good to see that he's catching it, because when I asked Jordan Poyer how long did it take him for it to really sink in and click for him, he said year 3 before it really started clicking for me. So for Cole Bishop only to be in his second year, he's playing right. He's playing good football at the right time.
Absolutely. I feel like his energy was always good, even through missed tackles or plays that he was learning. So I thought that was a good sign from that boy Bishop.
Yeah, Bishop was good, man. And, I like how Coach McDermott has really, taking the reins back a little bit and playing the younger guys, but he's putting the right packages in at the right situations, the right personnel groups. You got Poyer on first and second down. You bring Hancock in on third down, a rookie from out of Ohio State. You got Mad Max out there. You got Cole Bishop out there. You got Deion Walker should be in consideration the defensive rookie of the year, the way he's been controlling things up front. So, he got these guys clicking at the right time defensively. And now, hey, if it can blend with the offense, the Bills could be on to something. It's time for them to make their run anyway. I say mid-season, they always wreck off a 5-6 game winning streak. So maybe this is the time.
Yeah, I can feel it. I can dig that.
Mookie, I do, as someone who's around these guys every day, it felt to me like last year we saw this team kind of rally around Josh Allen as he was on that hunt for the MVP, and they bought him the chain and everything. He is the MVP favorite right now as we are speaking. Does that have the same effect on this team as last year, or is that just, we've already done this, let's focus on the playoffs?
All right, we back.
Yeah, did you hear the I just asked, I said last year the team kind of rallied around Josh as he was like the MVP favorite and stuff. He is the MVP favorite again. Do you think it can have a similar effect?
Well, it can have a similar effect, but now Josh Allen has help. At first Josh Allen got the MVP because he did more with less, right? So, the numbers didn't fly off the charts, but everybody know that Josh did more with less. You lose your number 1 and number 2 wide receiver, and you still win the division, and you still go out there and dominate and play at a high level. You got to give him his credit. But another year, you got James Cook, who's ascending as a star. He's about to be the Thurman Thomas to Josh Allen's Jim Kelly, so he doesn't have to shoulder the load too much. Now you got a running back that can help Josh really evolve his game as a passer, especially when it comes to play action. So, he definitely can. Whenever you throw 23 for 26 against a Kansas City team who don't give up too many passing yards to a Kansas City team that don't give up a 100-yard rusher in 27 games, hey, you definitely got something brewing there. Josh can, take this game, and he's playing Miami, who he's always dominated and had big games against. So look for another MVP performance out of Josh down in Miami this week.
Yeah, hey, look, I want to add to that. I'm thinking it's not gonna be one of those spectacular performances. It's just gonna be another efficient performance where he's getting everybody involved easily, because he just saw what he did without a monstrous game, like we said, from Khalil Shakir. Yet following that formula of getting it to Khalil early and often, and then feed and cook, and then you'll find everybody else popping open. You can even get Dalton involved. You can get anybody involved with that technique, just plug and pulling from Khalil's spot. You know, he didn't even run a route for 4 of the 7 catches. So, you know, anybody can do that. You know, it's gonna be just some efficient work from Josh, and I don't even want to see the playmaker Josh no more. I'm loving this evolved manager Josh right now. You know, it's go save him for later, and it's go get other people involved, and it's go like we was talking about on a couple episodes ago. It's go boost the other team's mind to be more alert, because Josh is already alert on that level. Khalil's alert on that level. I feel like Cook and Ty is also there. I think we utilize Miami game to utilize Ray Davis and Samuel and Moore, a little bit more Keon, a little bit more, without trying to press the issue on going down the field and double moves and all the extra stuff. Use what we did last week and keep doing that all the way throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah, I think it's look, Miami is a team that always plays the Bills tough, but I think all three of us would agree it would be a little shocking if the Bills left without a W.
Yes, sir. Hey, Mook.
Let them come from Miami with an L.
Yeah. Hey, any last words? Because I don't see it happen. Look, if I make this shot, then we go win. Look.
Oh, don't put it on the line.
Hey, look, I missed it. So look, we're gonna let y'all know that this stuff don't matter. This stuff don't matter. Whenever y'all see stuff like this online, guys, yeah, that don't matter. But yeah, Mook, any last words?
How excited are you to be in some warm weather this weekend?
He playing with me right now. All these palm trees. Them palm trees.
You're gonna have more palm trees of your own.
We gonna holler at you.
Hey, I gotta wait for palm trees in December, and then I gotta wait again in February, man, when the Bills get to Santa Clara.
Let's go. Look, if that happens, I don't know about Stevie. I can't but I feel like me and Stevie gotta be there if that happens, right?
Yeah, what already got a lot of activations going on in Super Bowl week.
Definitely. I know y'all two gonna be there. Come on now.
Yeah, we already locked in. We'll get more into that. I have that posted with all the partners and things that we have for, meet and greets, watch parties, our summits, our military versus civilian game. That's, I'm from out there in Northern California, so we locked in downtown and all that. Hey, big shout out to Gino Alport also, my Buffalo fan of the year 2001, out here representing for Western New York for the National Youth Society. He's out here, representing. Yeah, we had a good time yesterday at the market, Little Italy. Shout out to Morning Glory. But yeah. Hey, Mook, any last words?
Appreciate your time, man.
The network.
Don is out on that note. It was awesome getting to talk with him every week because look, me and you were breaking it down from afar. Muki is there up close and personal.
Building, yeah.
Talking with these guys every day. And that means a lot. And he gets a lot of great insider info and stuff like that.
Yeah. Not to mention, he just won board member of the year or something like that in the area. He's been doing his youth sports and doing thing out there.
You and him both making the communities you live in a better place. Did want to highlight this real quick though on the Dolphins game. The Bills right now have the #1 offense in the NFL, and they not only lead the league in time of possession, Stevie, it is the second best through this amount of games in the last 20 years. Only the 2019 Ravens had a better average time of possession than the Bills have right now. Also, McDermott 16-2 against the Dolphins in his career. Josh 14-2 against the Dolphins in his career. I was joking today, like, you know how Mahomes beats up on the Raiders all the time? That's what the Dolphins are for McDermott and Josh and the Bills right now.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to say, yeah, they're going to get that dub out there. What you shoot, Guru? What's the question?
I mean, I agree with you. I think they're going to handle it. I guess my question to you is, do we see Josh play in the fourth quarter? Because I don't believe he did the last time Miami was in. You were there.
Oh,
I don't think he
speaking
was.
of that, no. I feel like no. Hopefully we don't have that happening. What you think about Jaden Daniels' situation? Down 31 points in the game. Does that coach get fired or what? Because that's your future with his arm bent back. You know, what happens?
I think they're going to have to answer a lot because it's hard to say, because as bad as this year has been for them, last year was their best season in like 30 years.
Yes.
And
you're losing by 31 points, and he's in the game in the fourth quarter.
Not only is he in the game, man, you're calling design runs. Like, he's someone that is already, like, this was his first or second game back from a hamstring injury. So why is it in a meaningless moment? Why are you putting him in harm's way? I get it if you're like, he needs the reps. He's missed a lot of time this year as a young player. But have him throw. You don't need him to be running in that.
He would need more reps. Like, come on, that coach got to get fired. he got to go. You just set the organization back. However long it's gonna take for his throwing arm to get back right. Maybe it's a year. If it is a year, that's cool. That's
the good thing was his non-throwing arm he dislocated.
Oh, okay.
So they're actually saying he might avoid IR, which again to me would be irresponsible because they're 3-6.
Another one. Right. That's like, you go double down with it, like, bro. Never look. Hey, that's crazy. Like, I'm gonna double down right now. If I hit this right now, Josh Palmer go score. No, Josh Palmer and Gabe Davis go play. Doubling down. I missed it.
Stevie, we got to get the jump shot or the strike. Something. We got to get it going because you keep coming out like no one's making you do this. You just are like, I'm gonna put on a show while doing a show.
Hey man, look, this is why we do it. We handle biz, we have fun. You know, that's a part of it. You know,
I respect it, man, because if I had if I could be doing this right now from a basketball court, I would be doing that. So
you can be. Come on down to the Hidden Hills, man. You can do it. Still got that give an invite.
I mean, I'm taking you up on that. I love San Diego. I've never been to the Hidden Hills, but I'm sure, like, everything in that area, it's amazing. So
yeah, super chill vibe.
And I believe we're not quite done yet. I think we got one more guest, right?
One more guest.
There he is.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So I want to give a big shout out to my guy Chris Hemphill. He's also inside our fantasy league. But before I start that off, we both was in the same training camp going into the NFL. You know, he's representing Southern California. I represent Northern California, and we was in LA training, and we both made it. But I'm gonna let him speak on his story more than myself, and in the position that he played, and in his stature, at the time, which is something that we would love to have right now on the Buffalo Bills. But yeah, Hemp, what up though, man? We can't hear you. Can we hear you? Hemp, you can hear me?
We'll get him back. We'll handle that. Stevie,
yeah.
While we wait for Chris, we talk fantasy every year, right? At the end. And
man,
you were 5-0.
Do we have to talk about it?
5-4 now, but I'm 5-4 as well. We are both still in the playoffs if the season, unlike the Chiefs, if the season ended today, me and you were in the playoffs. They are not. But this week, are you playing Chris this week?
I'm playing him. That's why I wanted to hear what was going on. What's the insight in his locker room
The
But
7
yeah,
and
hey, the insight on
2.
that, yeah, man,
7
7
and
and 2.
2. He's kicking both of us around right now
Yeah,
in this
yeah,
league.
he put together a good squad.
I think we have Chris back.
Yeah, please let's get him back in here because I want to hear a story, and I want to hear a story on how he created this team to go 7 and 2 right now.
7 and 2. He
How,
is the team.
how,
I believe he is the 1 seed in our league right now. He is clearly the team to beat. And unfortunately for him, though, Stevie, he has to be the one to take the L to get you back on track this week. That's how I'm looking at it.
yeah, I mean, I can really do it. You know, it's just I'm taking a chance with Shaheed. You know, he's going to a new team, but I feel like maybe they'll force feed it. Who knows? And then I'm playing. Who else I'm going to play? I'm gonna see if Njoku can give me something. Yeah, you know, against the Jets. You know, I feel like if you just feed the tight end, you should be able to do well. I need to find a running back though.
They do use Harold Fannin Jr. a good amount as well, which has made it a little complicated there in Cleveland. I don't have Dak this week, so that's kind of tough for me. But we do have Chris back with us right now.
Hey, what up, y'all?
See him. What up, though, man? Hey, we just gave a good introduction for you, talking about your journey to the league and how we came in together, how special that was. But yeah, like, can you give us a breakdown from from high school, your mindset, your position you played, and then when you went on to college and what college you went to, and then the mindset you had to move on to the pros when we ended up meeting, and then your journey from there.
Okay, bet, man, bet. Sorry for the technical difficulties earlier.
No
So my bad
worries.
on that. But yeah, bro. Grew up as most players. Came from single parent household. Um, you know, and it was tough growing up in South Central LA. You know what I'm saying? I went to Sarah High School. We put them out. Dory Jackson, Robert Woods, Marquise Lee. On and on and on. Small school. And actually, a lot of people don't know, bro. I was a hooper first. I mean, I was a hooper before anything. Skinny kid,
A
and
lot
I
of
just love, football. You feel me? I love the contact. And it was just always my favorite sport. So I would just always play. And crazy story was I was actually getting recruited for basketball, but I was playing football, and the scouts came to see. We had a 4-star receiver, Devin Stearns, on our squad. He was sick that day when the scouts came, so I took all the reps, and they was like, "Who's this skinny kid out here catching one hand interceptions?" And so they came to our rivalry game that week, and I put on. You feel me? And next thing you know, they coming to see me out of class. Washington, USC, Oregon, pretty much the whole pack. And I said, wow, maybe I could
How tall
really
are you? How
do
tall
this.
are you?
Oh, I'm 6'5". 6'5",
6'5".
defensive
Coming,
back. Defensive back.
man.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
on now.
man. So I was really early before it became fashionable.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, went to University of Washington to play both sports actually. And we weren't as good as we are now, but made the best of it. Actually transferred to Central Washington my senior year, and put on at there, broke records, led the conference in picks, was All American, all of that. And then crazy, I got a call from Buffalo. It was like, hey, we like what we saw. Would you come in, work out, did everything, little mini camp and everything, come, and I happened to tear my groin doing drills. And I'm like, oh man, this can't be over like that. And I was talking, remember Keith Ellison, my boy Keith
Yeah.
Ellison, man. He was just like, keep your head up and, yada, yada, yada. End up going to Tampa Bay, was there for a few weeks, New Orleans. I actually went up north to Toronto after that, and they tried to make me a receiver.
Oh,
That was
nice.
crazy. And then I started playing indoor ball after that, bro. So play indoor ball, won a few championships, and now I'm coaching indoor ball.
Nice.
So smooth little journey, man. I'm still here after all that. Met Stevie in draft camp. That was my guy, man. That was my guy. So just met some cool dudes along the way, and here I am, bro.
Chris, I gotta ask you. You said you were a hooper. Who's the better hooper between the two of you?
Ah, man, you know what? Stevie could hoop, bro. I ain't even gonna cap, though. You know, I do my
We had
thing,
some
but
sessions. We had some sessions out there. Yeah.
yeah, we had some sessions, man. But Stevie could score, bro. He could get to the basket, get to a spot, and definitely get buckets. So anybody that can't say Stevie could hoop, bro, I seen it personally. He could get it done. So I go
Thank you.
Stevie on that one.
Thank you.
Facts. I'm just
Hey,
spitting
hey,
facts.
hey, look, the mindset though, your journey. We got players like myself, players like Benford, even like Khalil Shakir. He was kind of somewhat of a late pick, not in a
Hmm.
similar position as you and I, being super late.
Yeah.
But what's that mindset that you gotta have, to make it through these levels?
Bro, to be honest, in my mind, it's just like I can't let my parents down. You know, my moms, my pops, like I can't let them down, bro. They invested so much in me, believe in me, sent me to private school, kept me out of gangs and stuff like that. So my mindset is like I can't go back home. You feel me? I just
Mhm.
can't do that. I can't do that to her. I can't do that to him. Like I can't do that to myself. God bless me with these talents. I gotta find a way to use them. And honestly, Steve, you remember we talked, and I remember you being upset that you got drafted in the
Yeah.
seventh round. I'm like, damn, at least you got drafted. You feel me? But you
Right.
know how we are, bro. Where we come from, we just gotta have that underdog mindset and go out there thinking you're the best on the field, and you gotta perform like that. So that's what it is.
Facts. Hey, speaking of being blessed, you blessed with a 7-2 record on the fantasy squad. Like how did you know to get James Taylor? Like how did you put this squad together? Because you still going strong. You will
I
start off
mean,
0-2, I believe.
I did. I started off 1-1. I shouldn't have
One
lost
and
that
one.
first game. That was my bad. I should have won the first game, bro. I take fantasy kind of serious, and that's why I be looking at some of them trades with the side eye, like, yo, Florio, you really gonna let that go through, bro? You know?
We verdicted it on this show, and the person who traded Justin Jefferson was the one who offered that trade.
That was
Offer.
crazy. That was crazy. I was just like, but to be honest, I've been playing fantasy for a while, bro, and I just always know I got a strategy going in, and it's always grab the running backs first if you can, depending on what kind of league it is. Always grab the
How did
running
you
back
know
first.
James Taylor? How did you know Jonathan Taylor though?
I've been watching Jonathan Taylor for a while, bro, since he was in college. Like I'm a football head, bro, so it's not too
Okay.
many players I don't know about, and so. I just knew he was gonna have a good year. You feel me? So when I saw he was available, I was like, okay. I try to go after those running backs that got high usage rates, and I know
Mm.
he be ending up with 300 and some carries every year. So
All right.
and their division is not that good, defensively. So I figure he gonna run all over the place. So just
Wow.
happened to be right. Part of being a good GM, man. I'm trying to get to that spot in real life, man. Hook me up.
Yeah. Keep going.
I gotta ask because you drafted Joe Burrow, and you still might have the best quarterback room in the league because you have both. You have Matthew Stafford, who right now might be Josh Allen's biggest competition for MVP,
Right.
and you have Daniel Jones. Like, how did you see? You have three Colts. How did you
That's
see this season
crazy.
coming?
I mean, Daniel. Again, I watched Daniel Jones at Duke, and I just know
Mm-hmm.
he's like me and Stevie, man. He got that
Mm-hmm.
dog mentality,
Yeah, Hooper
um,
also.
under a lot of pressure because he was drafted so high and didn't live up to his expectations with the Giants. So I knew him getting a fresh start and an opportunity, him beating out Anthony Richardson in camp. I just knew. I said, man, he got Pittman, a good target to throw to. Josh Downs, he got a stud tight end and Warren. I said, you know what? He might light it up if they can protect him and he got time to throw. Complement that with a solid running game, something he didn't really have with the Giants. I just felt like he really was going to do his thing. So I was like, he's a sleeper pick right here. They sleeping on this guy. So let me go ahead and scoop him up. I'm glad I did
Yeah.
because Burrow was out.
It's
Yeah.
been
You
a
make
huge
you.
hit for you.
Yeah. You got anything else, Guru?
I do want to ask real quick. Look, you're 7-2 right now, but our boy is on a 4-game losing streak. You gonna do him like that this week?
I mean, I feel like I got to, man. He he went on to be NFL star, man. So I gotta get this from him. You know what I'm saying? So
Hey,
you gotta take the
Lamar
small
Jackson is
win.
back.
You
Lamar
gotta take the
Jackson is
small
back,
win.
and Cook is back. We just
Yeah,
heard Muki say Cook is healthy, so yeah, I feel like I'm a get back on track. Um, yeah. What was we saying? I wanted to talk about something else though with you, Hemp. What was we on? Dang, I can't remember what we was talking. Oh yeah, no, you made a good point about the Colts. You was making a good point about their team, and now they add Sauce Gardner.
facts.
That brought me to your Super Bowl prediction coming out of the AFC. Do you see the Colts being that team right now representing, or do you have other teams in the AFC and NFC?
That's a good question, bro. And to be honest, I would never think a team out of the AFC South as a Super Bowl prediction, but the Colts have really shown me that they are serious contenders this year. I know they had to slip up when they went to Pittsburgh, but I mean that's a tough place to play. Anytime going into a hostile environment, the weather's not so good. They used to playing in the dome. All of those things are factors, but I really think, especially with them adding Bynum this year, big fan of Bynum. I remember him out of college. With and adding Sauce Gardner now and still having Buckner up front and really some stud linebackers too. I really
Right.
think they have all the pieces to make a solid run out of the AFC. And to be honest, I'll give the Broncos some love too. Even though I'm a Raider fan, born and raised in LA, and grew up a Raider fan, I got to give it to the Broncos. Peyton got them boys scrappy, winning games. They got a great defense. They got a leader at quarterback. He's like a do-all quarterback. So I think the AFC, I got the Colts coming out, even though the Ravens is making a push.
Ravens making a push. You can see them beating the Chiefs and the Bills then if they ran into each other.
To be honest, if the Bills don't play at home, they got it tough. Anybody that got to go to Buffalo and play, just like I called the Chiefs game last week, I said they're not going to Buffalo and win, especially in the winter. If Buffalo has to go on the road in the playoffs, I think they struggle. And I really think that the Colts have proven to be a good both home and away team. I would say that coming out the AFC. Now that Lamar's back, I don't know if it's too late for a push, but I mean the Ravens might sneak in there too. You feel me? So I think it's gonna be solid, bro. It's gonna be a nice little photo finish. And I think out the NFC, people are sleeping on the Bucks, man. I'm a huge Baker Mayfield guy, bro. I feel like he got the bad end of a deal, and he really, really revived his career in Tampa Bay. And he is a dog to the definition, bro. A dog. He's a game winner, game-winning drives. He'll make those tough runs, take the contact. You feel me? Like attitude, all that. Make the right throws, and he's just a dog player, bro. No friends unless you got on my jersey type deal. So I like them out of the NFC along with the Rams making the push. Just Puka got to stay healthy. Rams making the push too. So if I had to pick a Super Bowl squad right now, I would say Colts and the Bucks. I know it don't sound sexy for everybody, and everybody might not sell tickets,
The unpopular opinion, yeah.
But they both hooping right now, bro. So I mean, I can't go against that.
You hit the nail on the head though. One of my fears is if the Bills don't win this division and they're the 5 seed, traveling to Baltimore on wildcard weekend scares me so much more.
Yes, and it's tough. And actually, I like the Bills. Like I said, I spent a little time there, and Orchard Park is, I mean, it's tough to play, but I feel if they don't get some home advantage, it'll be tough. That's all I'm gonna say. They're a scrappy team. I just think it'll be tough. That's
Who do you think, we're halfway through the season, who do you think wins the MVP this year?
I mean, Taylor's running all over the place, man. He might rush for 2 bands.
Another running back. See, I want to see a running back get it too, man.
Yeah,
he deserves
to see it. I like to see it, man. It'll definitely shock a lot of people. I know a lot of guys kind of don't think about the running backs. You think other than Saquon. Saquon really put on last year, but JT been moving in silence. So I like to see him get it. I think he's my front runner right now, and I feel like maybe Matt Stafford is right behind that in a close second. If I had to pick.
Okay, yeah. For me, I'm gonna go with James Cook. Hey, him. It's been solid seeing you and hearing from you. And you want to shout out your socials for anybody to follow your journey on IG or X, Facebook, whatever you got?
Yeah, most def, bro. IG, I am Chris Hemp, ChrisHemp. I don't be on X or nothing like that, but you can really get at me on the ground. Hey, I appreciate y'all for having me on, for real, bro. Good seeing you, Stevie. Good seeing you, Mike. Nice meeting you, bro. And
likewise.
I'm ready to hold up this trophy at the end of the season, man. I just got to say,
we gonna see. We gonna see. Hey, it's been good. Maybe we'll link up at Cruisers in LA. I know we all in the SoCal area now, so yeah, we'll do a show live.
Thanks, bro.
Shout out to your Dodgers, by the way. I see that.
Yes, sir. Hey, they not like us. That's all I got to say.
Get them out of here.
You feel me?
Go down, family.
All right, y'all, man. Good seeing y'all boys. I'll be easy.
Yes, sir.
Jeez.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
Stevie, you got your work cut out for you this week, man.
I know, man. We got competition. It's big competition, but that's what we live for. We live for the competition. I got my team ready. The projection is looking good, but we know the projection don't really matter. You know, you still got to show up and show out, like my partner, JH Pro Gloves. Show up and show out. You know, we got our Sports Performance Spark gloves on the way, too, so that's something special.
Stevie, before we say goodbye to the people, I think you got to hit a shot.
Man, that's easy. What you saying like it's a challenge?
Yo, Chris said you were the hooper of the two of you guys, so.
Yeah, I'm going to show you I'm the hooper. Look. Oh, wait. One more.
You guys are going to see this because there's no editing when we're live, so.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We live, huh? Hey, look, since we live, let me make sure I knock this out for y'all. So easy. Dang. Man, forget all that, man. Look, hey, if y'all want to see if I'm really the one, pull up to the crib, Hidden Hills.
Is that 10 foot, though?
So, look, that's the privilege of having your own court. I can lower it, you feel me, and do what I...
Because I saw you throwing it down, and I was impressed by that. He hit us with the Vince Carter to say goodbye, everyone. Stevie, any words you want to say before we leave?
That's what we do. You know, we having fun. Bills Banter. Stay shout out on the socials. It was y'all thoughts. We'll like it, retweet it, and join the conversation. All right.
We'll catch y'all next Thursday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. We will be live every Thursday talking some Bills and maybe playing some basketball. Who knows what else?
So, Bills Banter. One love.
And that's a wrap. Hope you don't miss us too much until next time. Follow the Sick Podcast Bills Banter on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Google Play, and Apple Podcasts.